It's a pretty terrible way to wake up. Some freaky guy screaming at you. Okay, the miner hat blueprint is garbage. I'm just gonna drop it. So on this map, being able to make a fire is extremely important. So always have a fire ready. Oh, I have two ready. Kinda, yeah, okay, whatever. It's fine, don't worry about it. Having two is fine. And grass is extremely important. Grass will be used to make more torches, more fires, as well as any bug nets. Oh, hello! My pigskin is ready. How lucky. So, we had some pretty terrible RNG in the previous maps. And now we have some pretty good RNG immediately. Just what I needed. So I'm gonna make a hammer. Once I get some rocks. Don't have any rocks. Damn it, this is why I bring gold. This is why I always brought gold to maps before. Because you can't rely on the map giving you flint. Okay, maybe you can. Sometimes you can. You normally do get flint in the grassland biome. Oh, there's flint there. Alright, but as I always say, with flint, you don't want to use it immediately until you have more than one, to make sure that you can renew your rock resources. Because the pickaxe takes 2 flint to make, you'll want to... It's a smart idea to save up for flint rather than making the axe immediately. So just because you have the item doesn't mean you should use the item immediately to make something. Saving is good. It's actually good advice for life as well. Alright, so I'm going to make a hammer. An ROG, the hammer does not need any research. Doesn't need any, what's it called, rope? You don't need any rope. So you can just make it immediately. Good evening. Alright, so I'm pretty much good to go. I have a weapon now as well. I can just make it whenever I want. But I'm not going to make it yet. So with every map, this is exactly the same as every other map. You can... Your goal is just to find the 4 things and place it on the wooden thing to clear the map. So clearing everything from your immediate surroundings is a good idea to start with. And then pick a direction. I'm going to go this way and just go along the edge of the map. This actually is another map with obelisks, so that's why blue mushrooms are very important. And this thing is very important too. Oh, what the... Okay, maybe I'll go this way. This is a pretty interesting layout. A lot of the maps that I've gotten on this run have been pretty strange. Usually you'll have a side where it's just nothing, but it seems like this area is the edge. Normally it would be like a little island like this, and then it like branches out here, branches out here. This one seems to just be this little island. That's the end. And everything else is like all around it. So pretty cool, I guess. But it makes it more difficult. The good thing is I did get some spiders here, so I can make my bug net immediately. So what you want to do for spiders is you want to lure them out of their nest, and then allow them to aggro onto you by walking up to them, and then dragging it away from the nest before you actually engage. Otherwise, the nest will spawn more spiders. So aggro by walking up to it. It doesn't have to attack you. And then drag it away, and you can stun lock it like this, holding down the F key to attack it. A lot of pretty interesting mechanics in this game when it comes to dealing with mobs. This is one of them. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Almost got hit there. Cool. Okay, so that's 1 silk. And then I'll slap this to death to get more silk. The other cool thing about the walking cane is that it provides you with a weapon to attack with. And you can kite with it as well because it gives you movement speed. I'm missing one silk. I'm gonna do it now because this is the beginning of the map. I might as well do it now instead of later. Because later on in the map, the density of spiders may increase, or I may be in like a very dangerous area where there are spiders, and I might find myself in a situation where I'm gonna need the bug net, another bug net. So always plan ahead. Better safe than sorry. Don't make everything yet. Make them as you go when you actually need the item. Otherwise, you just fill up your inventory space for no reason. Okay, that's actually enough. But I think I will kill this. Just for 2 more pieces of silk. Just in case, because I put in the effort to clear the spiders out of the nest already. Might as well kill the nest too. And that's actually 3 bug nets potentially. I'm only going to make 1 right now. Gonna gather as many fireflies as I can. I'm actually gonna go this way. I'll go this way. So just pick one side to go, and then just walk along the edge of the map. And slowly explore the edges. I'm gonna keep my miner hat on permanently now because I have a source of fuel. And I also have the torches, the excess torch that I made, in case I need it as well. Which I don't. Yet. And hopefully never. So, flash the dividing rod, so that you know if you're going in the right direction. Signal's very faint, that means there's nothing. Signal's getting stronger. This looks like a pig village. Gotta be careful. I'm hoping it's not a killer bee area. It looks like it's a pig village. Okay, it is. When you play the game enough, you can kind of tell if you're going the right way. In most cases, I think you can tell because of the straw, whatever, the straw wall, hay wall. That's normally pig village. But the light green area means it's grasslands, and grasslands generally means killer bees, especially on this map. As you probably will see later, there will be killer bees that I will have to deal with. But luckily, I got Fire Staff as one of my starting items. The map was generous enough to give that to me. Oh, an intersection. Alright, so when you reach an intersection, normally I would recommend just going the opposite direction. Until you fully explore the current biome that you're in, I wouldn't leave it yet, just in case there could be something interesting. Okay, there's... wait a second. How big is this area? So assume that this is the edge of the world instead. Oh, so that's where it stops. Wait a second. This is not an intersection, is it? It's just a corner. Try not to walk over these. Oh, it is an intersection. Oh! It's an obelisk! So this is the... if you saw the previous chapter, this is the opposite type of obelisk, where if your sanity is high, these things let you pass. But when your sanity is low, these things block your way. So these ones are super dangerous, because if you pass through it and your sanity drops low, and you have no items to restore sanity, you're effectively like permanently trapped in there. So it's very scary to get this one. But luckily, I'm not in any danger at the moment. I'm going to turn back and continue my exploration, try not to kill myself by walking on top of those. Because those things really hurt. I'm gonna grab the axe just in case I need it. And just continue along the edges of the world. Ooh, a blue mushroom. So the signal's getting stronger. It's telling me I'm going in the right direction. So I will continue along this path. Is it getting stronger or fainter? Faint. Okay. So it's in here somewhere. Somewhere in the middle. But I'm not too interested in it right now. I'm just going to continue along this path. I'll grab this pickaxe in case I need it. Cut stone is useless. If you find cut rope or boards, they can actually be pretty useful. But in general, I would say that cut stone is the most useless outside of doing research. If you want to do research, then cut stone is really good, as you can see from these items, research items. But since I've done all my research already, they're completely useless to me. I can't even use them as fuel. If I do need to drop something, I can just drop one of these pieces of garbage. But, oh my god, there's a lot of spiders. The dangerous thing about spiders on this map is that if you aggro them, they basically, if you walk on top of the creep, they won't ever go back. So oh, another trap area. Okay, so we have two intersections. One here, one there. Interesting. What I was saying was, assume that this isn't the entire biome. Assume that like the biome is actually like this big or something. If you aggro the spiders and you're expecting to actually backtrack, then leaving a lot of spiders out in the open because you stepped on their nests can actually be to your detriment. You don't want to deal with the spiders walking around because it could be dangerous. So if you can avoid it, try not to step on these things. I'm going to be going there eventually. This is the end of the biome. So yeah, I guess I'll go back there now. Technically, this entire world, if you can even call it that, it's the biome, basically, is already done explored. It's already done being explored. English is hard. So I'm going to walk back here. I know I'm heading in the right direction. Somewhere in this area. Unless it's not. It could be like over here or something. That'd be really terrible. Pretty sure it's here though. No. Wait, is this a false signal? It sometimes bugs up. I feel like I'm getting trolled again. I think this is the second or third time this has happened. This does happen sometimes, which is why it's so important to explore the outer regions of the biome. So you know where exactly the edges are, where exactly the end is. And you can kind of gauge whether or not there's something there. Because if you go along the edges and you're here, there's most likely nothing in any of these areas. And I think the game is trolling me. The signal is like, I would say like this big. So I can probably turn around. I think the game's trolling me. You can never be too sure. If you're not sure, just check anyway. Explore, fill in the middle by zigzagging through it, and make sure you have everything covered if you're not sure. But I'm pretty confident there's nothing here, unless it's here, which I doubt as well. Yeah, I'm just going to move on. If I do need to backtrack, I will have to go through to this area anyway, so I will be coming through here again in case I need to pick something up on the ground. So careful of the spiders. I know that this area has a lot of spiders. There was a path that I took. Is it this one? It's like a maze. Spider maze. Be careful with these traps. They'll chunk you pretty hard if you walk over them. Are there hounds here? I am here! I didn't know that! This is nothing. So this is actually nothing. This is just a corner. So I thought that this was like this, like a really troll corner where there's actually nothing there but traps. But apparently not. This is the exit, the only exit to the area. So I will be going through there. I'm going to turn this on for a little bit, just in case, and walk through the middle. But I'm pretty sure the game is just trolling me, or it's detecting something like right there. If I ever need boards, cut stone. Uh-oh. Keep an eye on your miner hat. Don't do what I just did right there. That is very dangerous. If you're not like focusing on like commentating and stuff like that. Oh, another miner hat! Yay! Sometimes you get lucky and find cool stuff like this on the ground, and other times you don't. This time I did. If you're not commentating or whatever, and you're just playing the game normally, always make sure you're looking. Always make sure that you're looking at your resources, your stats, the percentage, the durability of your items. It's all very important stuff to manage. The crew gathers. We're missing some people though. Ventus the Gathering. Not a card game. Yes, there's nothing here. The game is trolling me. I could just be past here though. I'm pretty sure if anything it's probably past there. But it's still pretty troll what it's doing. Yeah. Probably directly past this area. Now the problem right now is that I don't have low enough... Oh wait, never mind. It's one of these. Okay, I was gonna... Yeah, I remember now. It's gonna say my sanity's not low enough to pass through there yet. But it actually is. And it's the ring thing! Yay! Got it. Do I need anything else? I'll probably drop the pickaxe. I may need more logs later. Oh, a Tallbird set piece. One of the coolest and deadliest set pieces in the entire game. So, just as a general rule, once you pick up one of the things, turn on your divining rod to make sure that there's no other things nearby. There are some maps, and there are some scenarios where, let's say the ring thing was here just now, and over here there's like the crank thing. But if you just pick this up, thinking that the signal was coming from the ring thing, and then you're like, okay, there's definitely nothing nearby anymore, you could just pass this area altogether. And if there's some like an obelisk over here blocking your way, and you go through it, get to the end, realize that I'm missing something, well, you might be in trouble. So always check your divining rod to make sure that you got every single thing in the area. And I'm going to avoid this. Hold on a second. I'm actually gonna these. Normally I wouldn't recommend eating all your meat, but I'm kind of low on food, so I'm not gonna save it just because I want to lower my sanity. It's pretty easy to lower my sanity anyway at the moment. And I'm gonna make a hand bat, so I actually have a weapon. Alright. One of the rare occasions where I just make a fire for the sake of making a fire. Normally it's a good idea to make a fire for more important reasons. Actually, I would say that was pretty important. Careful not to walk into the tall birds and get stuck next to them. They hurt a lot. Make sure you don't get killed by them. Be very bad. What's this? Oh, it's another intersection. This is the tentacle intersection. So I'm heading the right direction. But because it's an intersection the same way as same thing as this one, I'm gonna assume that this is like cut off because I haven't fully explored this biome. I want to fully explore before I move on to the next section. You want to be really thorough when you play adventure mode. Otherwise, like I explained in the Divining Rod explanation, you may miss something, and that is not good. The story I tell about missing stuff in adventure mode is when I spent, I think it was like a 25-day run on adventure mode. Sleeping Dart? Sleeping Dart, useless. Spent like 25 days on a single map in adventure mode. I couldn't find the things, I couldn't find the exit, because this was when I was really new at the game. I didn't explore by going along the edges. I wasn't very thorough, and I was really bad at just, covering the areas of the map and getting to where I needed to go. So always go along the edges of the map, and make sure that you thoroughly check every area before you move on to another area. You don't want to spend 25 days on adventure mode. It's not optimal. Also, I should have been checking this entire time with the Divining Rod. Always check the Divining Rod. There seems to be no signal, so I should be fine for the next little bit. Probably will be filling in the middle a little bit, just in case. This biome does seem to be quite big. This zone seems to be quite big. Also, for this map, if you're playing ROG, this map is actually easier on ROG because... Ooh, that's a lot of spiders. I want to be thorough and check the corner, but I'm gonna aggro some spiders. Alright. Well, I'm not coming back here again, so it's no problem. What was I saying? Oh shit, what was I saying? Wow, there's a lot of spiders. I'm actually stuck here, actually. I can't go back there. Doesn't really matter. But the obelisks have gone up because my sanity went lower. Oh yeah, right. The map is easier on ROG. Yeah. The map is easier on ROG because the full moon makes it so that everything is illuminated and Charlie doesn't attack you. On vanilla, it's not like that. The map is actually harder on vanilla. One of the few maps that's actually harder on vanilla. But this one is easier. So once you reach day 9... Okay, I don't think there's anything here. Day 9 is the first full moon. This entire area becomes illuminated, just like it does in survival mode. I'm almost done in this area. So there's only one thing. Oh, I should have gone along the edge there. Kind of got enamored with the fireflies. Yeah, don't stray from the edge until you finish exploring. Not a good idea. But there seems to be nothing here. Ooh, twigs. I'm gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna head to the tentacle intersection, where there's a lot of tentacles, and you should never stop moving. But before then, okay, something spawned on me. It's a creeping crawler because it's slow. Terrorbeak would have growled at me, and it would have attacked me by now. There it is. If I need to drop something, I can drop the gunpowder. I'm not going to use the gunpowder. It's not a very useful item, I would say. But there's also the bug net. I'm going to use it up here. Free up one more inventory slot. Get attacked by thing again. They have a somewhat long attack animation, and their attack range is pretty short. So even if you just move like this, they'll never be able to attack you. It's pretty funny. Just tap the movement key and move around very slowly. They'll never hit you. Alright, so there's nothing here. It's probably past the tentacle intersection. I'm gonna avoid the spiders. Hope I don't step on any of them. Tall bird there, that's also dangerous. This area is dangerous too, and if you're not familiar with these tentacle intersections, this could be kind of annoying to deal with. But I'm pretty sure this is what it looks like. You go this way, and then you go like this to exit, and then there's like another area that goes that way. This is probably the easiest tentacle intersection to navigate. There are some more confusing ones, where one side is a dead end. Like this could be a dead end, and like you don't know whether to go left or right. So I'm just gonna run through there as quickly as possible. The entire section is covered with tentacles, so it's the S. You can always check, you can always pause, open up the map if you're not sure, but the idea is to just never stop. If you stop, you'll get slapped. And I don't think you like getting slapped, especially by tentacles. Alright, so new biome, new zone technically. Go along the edge as usual, and check this just in case. So make sure you're going in the right direction. And this is the box thing. It tells the box thing because of the rocky floor. Once you've played the game enough, you'll know immediately which thing you're dealing with. But, as I always say, check again to make sure there's no other things nearby. So you don't want to pass it up. More obelisks, right? Oh, what the? What is this? An intersection with nothing inside it. Interesting. Alright, so because this is an intersection to a new zone, finish exploring this area just in case. Something spawned on me. It's not a terrible. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! What are you doing there? Careful of these pigs during the full moon. They turn into werepigs. Oh, what the? What is this? Interesting. I'm saying that a lot because this actually is interesting. This map, like all these maps for this run, they've been quite irregular. I'll use that word instead. Irregular. So there could be another intersection in this area, like maybe this way or like this way. I don't know yet. That's why you still have to explore the area. And I'm heading the right way, so that's a good thing. Good thing I didn't leave. So, more evidence for you people why you should always check the entire area before you leave. It's always a good idea. Alright, so it's probably up here somewhere. This area... This could be an intersection, actually. If I were to generate an intersection here, if I were the game's programming, I would do that. Instead, there is nothing but a dead end. That kind of looks like an intersection, but it's not. Alright, so be careful in the forest. There's a lot of spiders. Try and avoid aggroing them because you don't know what's here yet. Especially if you don't know what the map layout looks like yet. Be careful when you click as well. Always make sure that you're ready to both click and use WASD to move around. Because if you click onto something and examine it while you're in combat and you have like a giant on you or something else that's really dangerous, you'll stop, you'll pause in place, and that thing will hit you for like 100 health. Maybe not 100, maybe like 40 to 75. 40 to 75 actually is how much most dangerous mobs do. Should be an achievement. I don't know if the console versions of this game have achievements. Play darkness without stepping on any spider webs. Oh, there's something here. Aha! This is another reason why you go along the edges. So this is another area, most likely separated by, I'm guessing, obelisk, perhaps? And this might just be nothing. This might not be anything at all. So, I probably should have just checked a little bit further. I assumed it was an intersection. But I seem to have assumed incorrectly. Oh, there's a Terrorbeak, I think. Hold on. Is it a Terrorbeak? I'm spooking myself. Spooky! Okay, it's not an intersection, but I'm kind of curious. A regular map is irregular. I just realized I'm really low on food. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's really bad. I'm really low on food right now. I just realized this. I'm actually in trouble. I've been talking the whole time, not realizing that I'm actually low on something extremely useful. And that is a food source, though. I passed it up because I was just rushing. But that is a potential food source for me, and... well, I guess since it's desperate times, they call for desperate measures. No! It didn't drop a piece of meat for me. Damn it. It's a grassland biome here. What is this? Oh, it's a pig village. Okay. It tells a pig village when you have worm heads here. So this is more food for me. There's always food everywhere if you know where to look. Even in the marsh biome in this area, there's a lot of food there. Potentially. What can I drop? I can just drop this miner hat. It's not really useful. Maybe it's a fake pig village. Uh-oh. Please don't be fake. Yes! It's real! It's real! Oh! Food! Pig villages almost always have berries or carrots. They also have pigs. Ooh, not so fast. Don't hit me. So you can actually just hammer down the houses like I did, and eat yourself some pork, some bacon. Delicious, delicious bacon. But I will be vegetarian for now, and eat my carrots. Alright, back on schedule. My hunger is okay now. If I ever do need hunger or anything, I'm gonna raise my sanity a little bit. I don't want to deal with these things attacking me. Alright, go this way. What's my crank thing? So I have 3 of the 4 things already. I'm on track for finishing this map pretty quickly. Let's see. Switch this around so it's easier to hit. Heading in the right direction still, so there is another object near the crank thing. So, as I always say, always check your divining rod, even after you've just found one of the things. It seems like there's another thing nearby. It's probably the potato thing. Even if it's the wooden thing, I wouldn't mind. I can clear up some inventory space by dropping my current things on top of it. Ooh, mushroom. Mushrooms are good for restoring sanity and health. If you eat it raw, the blue mushrooms restore 20 health, but they lower your sanity. If you cook them, they lower your health, but they raise your sanity. Really awesome item. One of the best items in the game, I would say. Alright, so the signal was strong over here. That means that this area is most likely nothing, but I'm still probably going to want to explore it. I'm on track for there being no killer bee biome. For the first time on this map, ever. I can be hopeful, right? Every episode before this, there have been killer bees. I almost walked into them a couple times. You can't really see much, except like immediate surroundings, because you don't have much vision. But no killer bees, perhaps, on this map. Yay. Oh, damn it. I think if I hug the corner, they probably wouldn't have aggroed. Whoa! Oh, it is a swamp. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say, there's more? And not really. It's the same biome as before. I was already here for a little bit. Probably should have taken the 100%. Ooh, careful. 100% miner hat instead of the lower one, but it doesn't really matter. I have more than enough fuel. Keep an eye on your sanity right here. If the arrow gets really, really big, that means that you're close to a tentacle. The closer you are, the bigger the arrow gets, the arrow pointing down. Also, there's sound. If you don't see it, you can hear it, the rumbling sound. But when you're in a marsh, the best rule is to move as quickly as possible. If you ever stop, you'll probably get hit by a tentacle. If you stop for a very long time, you may even get hit twice by a tentacle. Because each of their attacks is a double attack. And especially be careful when you pick up items, because you do pause for a second when you pick up items. Oh shit, that was a mistake. I meant to press spacebar. Yeah, careful with the merms as well. They like playing with you, but if you play a bit too rough, they'll get really, really rough with you. And they'll swarm you. Just make sure there's nothing here. It doesn't seem to be anything in the marsh. Just continue moving on, as always. Damn it! Thanks for following Nun. I was looking at the Lulu and I walked over a spider web. Rip. Alright, so I'm circling around here. If I ever do need food, there's always the tall birds over here. Do I need food? I'm trying to assess the situation. I think some food would be nice. This is my opportunity to pick up a little bit of food. I don't intend to be on this map for very much longer, but I also don't know yet. If you don't know, if you don't have the information, don't assume. Use the information that's already available on your map to make your next decision, rather than assuming you're definitely gonna get something. Oops! I went the wrong way. So I'm actually going to kill some tall birds here. Probably use... This is so dangerous, because when you approach them, they go crazy. I know there's two here, so let's begin the fighting. I seem to be derping because, oh! It died! Wait, did it die? Oh, it's dead now. I'm gonna drop the gunpowder, because I don't need it. Alright, where's the other bird? There's another one around here somewhere. Oh, another thing to note about fire is that it's only active within 2 screens of where you are. In general, that's how the game works. Things are active within 2 screens of either you or the spawn location or whatever it may be. So, because I started the fire here, it's a probably pretty good chance that the fire did not spread past like this circle here. Put that to the test. Walk over here and check. Should be around here. The fire stopped. Yeah. So, even though there were trees that were right next to the fire, it didn't burn because it was 2 screens away from where I was. Something chasing me. I'm trying to like lure it into myself without it hitting me. Where is it? Before I kill more birds, I want to make sure that this thing's not following me. It moves super slowly because it's one of those derpy shadow bugs, creeping crawlers. Okay, maybe not. It seems to have disappeared on me. Oh, never mind, another one spawned. Tell when they spawn by that noise just then. No, birdie! No, no! Just step away when they're about to attack. Oh no, something else spawned on me. What the hell spawned this time? Another one? It's so frustrating. It's very difficult to kite shadow creatures while kiting other mobs. Just because you have to let these attack you before you can hit them. And because they kind of like do that teleporting thing, they could teleport on top of you, and they basically don't pay attention to the rules of the world, which is annoying. I think 6 pieces of meat is sufficient. Actually, no. I'll get like 8 or 10. Whoa! Ah, I'm greedy, I'm so greedy. I can only get 3 attacks in. I've been doing that the whole time. But I got greedy that time. When they're kiting you, when they're fighting you actively, you can only get 2 attacks in, but if they're asleep, you can do 3. Unless they do that. This is a what? Why is it kiting me? Teleports normally don't kite you. It's kind of funny. It is nighttime, so I guess they want to get their beauty sleep. Beautiful eyeballs. Okay, I guess I'm getting more meat then, because... Oh shit! Damn it! Seems like they all want to fight, which is fine with me. If you cook the Talbert egg, you actually get more hunger from it, but you don't get any health from it. The raw Talbert egg gives you health, just a little bit of health, as well as hunger. But for me, I think I could have cooked it just to get more, but I don't have a fire right now, so I'm not really... Oh, that's annoying. I'm not really interested in it. Stupid things. I'm pretty sure I have more than enough meat now, so let's get out of here. Just one more thing left before I'm done the map, and then I have to find the wooden thing, which is most likely in the same direction that I'm going anyway. There's also another way to move around. You don't have to like rapidly click. You can just hold down your cursor, which is what I'm doing right now. Normally this is the safe way to move around, but always be ready to use WASD in case you have to move all of a sudden, because you could just click into something accidentally or walk into something and it blocks your path. Nothing here, most likely. Where was the signal coming from? Over here. Is it here or here? Either way, I'm gonna go there anyway, so let's continue. The rain is fairly annoying. It's gonna drain your sanity as well as make your items slippery, so if you do get into combat, it can be quite annoying. I probably should activate this, just in case I die somehow. However unlikely it is. I am going to cut through here as well. I am kind of paranoid about this. Pretty sure there's nothing here, but I'm going to make sure just in case. Normally when you're playing survival mode, and you go along the edges of the world, you want to fill in your world like biome by biome, one by one, and go through it like zigzagging to make sure you don't miss anything. Oh, not good. This is adventure mode, so some of the rules don't really apply. I can also drop this torch. Actually, I'm gonna drop this torch. Useless. There seems to be nothing here, so I'm just gonna circle around and get out of here. I was saying earlier, this may be one of the only runs I've ever done of this map where there are no killer bees. And that's pretty likely at the moment, actually. It seems pretty likely. I want to check this out first, though. I'm pretty sure it's nothing. But just in case, it is something. I thought it was an intersection at first because of how the layout was, but I don't think it's actually anything. Yeah, it's just a little... I guess it is an intersection technically, but it's a weirdly generated intersection compared to the other ones. No signal. Pretty sure it's in the marsh biome. Oh. Yeah, so normally when I move around, I just hold down the mouse button, left mouse. That way you don't actually examine things. If you rapidly click, I guess when I get into the forest, I can show you what happens if you rapidly click. This is what happens when you rapidly click. It's very bad. It says walk to evergreen sometimes, but let's say you stop for a second. If you stop for any reason at all, instead of walking, you will examine it, so it's pretty annoying. That's why it's a pretty good idea to just click down on the ground and hold the direction you want to walk in. I feel like I should have mentioned this in previous episodes, but I never did. But I'm mentioning it now, and I probably will mention it from now on. For every episode, I'm trying to improve the commentary. This is... oh my god, this is dangerous. That tricked me. So I thought that this area would continue on this way, but it's actually dead end. Yeah, I'm trying to improve the commentary, and I'm always open to questions if people in chat want to ask anything, but usually people are quite silent. Alright, so it is in this direction somewhere. I will circle around though, just in case. Could find some more blue mushrooms, just like this one. It could help me with my sanity, it could help me with health in case I need it. Blue mushrooms are like the gold of food items. It's a treasure. It's an incredibly great item. But, what's that? I was gonna say, when you're low sanity, you gotta be really careful of shadow creatures, especially if you're not wearing any armor, like me. I have 0 armor on. There's a shadow creature that spawned on me. It didn't growl at me, so it's not a terror beak. So I'm pretty safe just moving still. The terror beaks will just chase you forever. Their movement speed is quite high, so they'll most likely stick onto you for a very long time. Oh my god, that's a terror beak. That one spawned on me, directly on me. That is very dangerous. You can tell it's a terror beak when it does that growling sound, but the previous one that I encountered, it wasn't a terror beak because after that, this whoosh sound, there was no growling. That growl. That one, yeah. Spooky, spooky growl. Careful when you fight them while you're inside a marsh, because you could walk into a tentacle, and you don't want to do that. If a terror beak hits you with no armor on, it's like 50 damage. If a tentacle hits you with no armor on, it's like, I think it's 50 or 40 damage per hit. So essentially, you die. Think of it that way. Did I activate the touchstone? No, I didn't. Just in case. I'm actually kind of scared. I've been thinking about doing adventure mode with different characters. I've been playing Wilson because he's the default character, and the idea is to help newer players with adventure mode, because I do understand it is quite difficult. I'm trying to cover as much as I can, trying to think about what could be really helpful for them. But other characters could be more interesting, especially as that's an intersection, most likely an obelisk or rocks. Okay, it's the rock one. It's not actually blocking me. Yeah, this map is irregularly generated. That's how you can describe it. There's a thing nearby. It's most likely the potato thing? Yeah. But I think it'd be more interesting if I did some runs with different characters. And doing a run with Maxwell actually scares the hell out of me. So Maxwell has, what, 75 health? I've done one before. That's the, let's see, 1, 2, 3. It's the 3rd adventure mode run that I've ever completed. I did it without dying. It was with Maxwell. That was last year. I think about 13, 14 months ago or something. That was in my Wendy game. But I am kind of interested in doing this with more characters, and I think that most people would be as well. Oh, that's the potato thing. There should be some food here as well, so I don't need to cook my meat. It's good to know what the set pieces give you. This one gives you farms, carrots, a metal potato thing, a shovel if you ever need it, which I don't. Why is there a merm? Alright, so I'm gonna ditch this, I don't need that anymore. I'll drag this here. I don't think I need the silk anymore. I have more than enough. Yeah, the reason why I do it with Wilson is because he's the default character that everyone has. And most people do play the game with Wilson. As evident by when we play Don't Starve together, there were like, what, 4 or 5 Wilsons? So, people like Wilson. I'll probably do it with my Wicker Bottom game, and then my Weber game, maybe my Wendy game, and then after that, I may try different characters. We'll see. It's an ongoing thing, especially because it'll be on YouTube, releasing weekly episodes. Alright, so this is probably the end of the biome. I'm just gonna fill it in just in case. It's a good habit to get into, to fill in your biomes completely. Even though you know, yeah, this is definitely the end of the biome. You just want to be sure, just in case. It's a good habit, especially for survival mode, because in survival mode, the map is yours. The map is yours forever. It's not like a level that you have to complete in order to beat the game or anything. It's just yours, period. Ooh, what's this? What a terrible base. Rip. So yeah, like I was saying, the map is yours. You can do with it whatever you want, so you might as well explore all of it and get the most out of it. Are you kidding me? What is this? What are these spiders doing here? Oh, that's the other thing that's annoying about spiders. Just now, a shadow creature spawned on top of the spider nest, which triggered the spiders to come out of their nest, the den. That's another way that spiders can actually exit, and then the spiders are there permanently. The good thing, though, is instead of going this way, I can go this way now, because these spiders are out already. I don't have to worry about triggering it anymore. They're already triggered by the shadow creature, so that kind of opens up a path for me to actually go a certain direction. Still want to stick to the wall if you can, the edge if you can. That's generally how you should be exploring the world, and it's a very good habit to get into. I think this will be a run with no killer bees. That is beautiful. Getting into good habits in Don't Starve will make you a better player. So always wearing armor, no matter what. Always being thorough with your exploration. Just making sure that you take the proper precautions for every hazard in the game. On survival mode, people always complain about, oh my god, my base got destroyed by a giant. Well, if you know that the giants spawn at the end of the season, generally, within like the last 5 days of the season, you'll know to prepare for that encounter beforehand, before you actually have to deal with them. That's a lot of spiders. If you kill spiders of a nest, will it alter the level 3 nest growing rate? I don't believe so. But if you kill the spiders in a nest, I would just recommend killing the nest. If you're farming on survival mode, then you should kill the spiders in the nest when they're tier 3. I'm just gonna run through here. I have to. It's a fire dart that could be useful. But if it's on adventure mode, you don't kill spiders unless you actually have to. Like if you're forced to by getting silk or something. But to answer the original question, no. It's nothing to do with it. In fact, there are sometimes cases where, let's say you do want to get silk or kill some spiders or whatever it may be, where you kill the spiders, and immediately after killing every single spider in the nest, it actually levels up to the next tier of spider nest level. right away, which could be problematic because then you have spiders directly on top of you. And if you're hitting a tier 2 nest, spider warriors will actually pop out of it. So that is one of the RNG things, I guess, in this game that could happen. Like, you think the nest is safe to kill, it suddenly levels up randomly when there's nothing inside of it, and then you end up having to deal with a bunch of spiders as well as spider warriors. So it's pretty stupid. But if you're dealing with spiders, always have armor, so you don't die instantly. And generally always have a weapon or something to fight them with. Don't do something rash without being prepared. Oh, a tier 3 nest. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so scared. Also keep an eye on your miner hat. Morgan Freeman boy. Thanks for following. Heading in the right direction. No killer bees! Oh my god. So it's probably in the middle somewhere. The wooden thing. No killer bees. I'm so happy. Previous episodes have all had annoying killer bees at nighttime. Also, because there's no killer bees, I don't have to play it safe and wait until the full moon. I also have the fire staff, so the fire staff allows you to bypass bees pretty easily. Okay, so I'm basically done the map. I got all 4 things right here, and I know that the wooden thing is somewhere in the middle based on the signal that I've been getting. It's faint on this side of the island, so that means it's probably closer to this side of the island where the signal was a bit stronger. Sanity is low, though. Which doesn't really matter. Nothing seems to be spawning on me. Usually, this is the regular spawn rate of shadow creatures. It's not very high. You don't usually get them like every 5 seconds or something. There is like a 1 or 2 day, or half day I should say, half day to 1 day interval before in general you should get another thing spawning on you. Alright, so there's the marble floor. That means that the wooden thing was right there. Pre-build it. Habit. Good habit to get into. Pre-building items. And there is the terror beak. That should spawn every once in a while. Kiting it next to the hand, so I can make the hand go back, as well as damage the terror beak. You kind of destroy your sanity by doing this. The terror beak has an insanity aura. The hand also has one. Also eat in between. If you know their attack intervals, if you know their patterns, you can do whatever you want in between. There have been cases where I was like cooking meat and like building stuff at the same time as kiting enemies. Yeah, this is the end of the map essentially. I just have to put the things inside the wooden thing and I'll be done. Go for a flawless victory. Perfect stats. Or close enough. It's kind of funny. Eating this raw will actually lower my sanity. But I think you heal more sanity overall if you do that. Alright, whatever. The hand never goes away, so another reason why a campfire could be inefficient on this map is because It's always nighttime. The hand will never go away. So you want to be on the side without the uh, ranged enemies, the bishops. It seems like they're pretty calm. If I walk over here, though, I think it will actually aggro me. Yeah, it did. So this is the final map. The next map is Epilogue, which is the end. I'm going to kill myself on that map because I don't want to put Wilson on the throne. You can bring whatever you want as usual, but the next map is basically nothing. It's kind of like a story, kind of getting into the story, I should say. Nothing else really to do on that map. I'll bring the fire staff. Yeah, I'll bring the fire staff. You can't refill the miner hat unless you take it out. Yes, okay. Alright, we're done. That's this run. So, pretty straightforward, same as always. No killer bees this time. Just gotta find all the things and get to the wooden thing and teleport yourself out. If you're interested in the lore of the game, the last map, Checkmate, is actually pretty cool. You can explore the map and just look around it and kind of figure out what happened to Maxwell in some ways. Essentially, this was his world, and I guess he exhausted its resources. So like all the trees are dead, it's just rocks everywhere. There's like trees cut down and stuff. This is not a sustainable world, by the way. As you can tell, everything's dead. You can also see like crock pots and stuff that he used. Food. I think it's in this direction. There's food. There's also no map, so that doesn't really help. We got some berries. Where are the chests? You know, to be honest, he has a pretty nice base. Lots of rot. But yeah, this is the epilogue, so there's nothing really to do here. You don't have to use the miner hat. Little lights here will just light up your way. And then we see Maxwell in all his glory. You try to attack him, the object disappears. Fire Staff is not one of them. Just to toss stuff at him. Turn this off to make him feel better, but let's torture him some more. So normally, if you were to play this game, and you want to clear adventure mode, you would take this thing and you would put it on top of there, unlock it. And what happens is the character that you're currently using will be placed on the throne, and whichever character is on the throne at the time will replace your character, essentially trading places. In this case, this is Maxwell. This is my ROG Maxwell. He actually has a custom sprite, but he will go into the game if I do unlock him, which I won't. I'm just gonna suicide now, and that'll be it. That'll be it for this run. So overall, this run was pretty good, I think. It was pretty troll. But I think it was alright. In the end, it was alright. Lots of really bad RNG this run, but I managed to pull through.